LoreWarrior Online Double Feature NTK-2Q Nighthawk. Overview. The SLDF High Command developed the Nighthawk during the Unification War to hunt down periphery mech units raiding behind SLDF lines. The High Command needed a light mech weighing no more than 35 tons, as fast or faster than the Stinger or the Wasp, and well armed. In particular, the High Command wanted the new mech to have energy-based weapons for maximum field endurance. In May of 2565, Defiance Industries and Mountain Wolf Battle Mechs, a newcomer in the field of production, submitted designs to the SLDF High Command for the new mech. The High Command had both companies build prototypes, which the High Command then put through 6 months of grueling combat trials. In January of 2566, the High Command chose the Mountain Wolf design and placed an order for 700 units. Mountain Wolf delivered the first of the new mechs, christened the Nighthawk, in October 2566. The Nighthawk received its baptism by fire in December of the same year and served with the SLDF for more than 2 centuries. After the fall of the League, the mech saw action with various house militaries until August 2945, when Marek battle mech forces destroyed Mountain Wolf's Nighthawk factory. The Nighthawk vanished from the inner sphere until Brandon O'Leary, the great-grandson of Mountain Wolf's last president and CEO Eli O'Leary, reopened Mountain Wolf on the planet Vendrell in April 3055. In November of that year, Mountain Wolf delivered the first of the new Nighthawks to the Federated Commonwealth. Capabilities. Built for fast response and raiding duty, the Nighthawk accomplishes both these missions well. It's as fast as the Stinger and Wasp, but better armed and armoured than its light cousins. The Nighthawk uses tested and reliable components, making it easy to maintain, and to help the Nighthawk survive extended combat, the design team at Mountain Wolf gave the mechs maximum armor protection with Protect Tech light battle mech armor, a proven and respected product. The mech's primary weapons are the Maxell extended range large laser and the Defiance large laser. These weapons give the Nighthawk great striking power, as well as the ability to deliver devastating damage that most light mechs can't withstand. Completing the Nighthawk's weapons is a Defiance medium pulse laser. Deployment. The Nighthawk is deployed along the Jade Falcon and Lyran Alliance front, as well as the Alliance's border with the periphery. However, the Nighthawk has yet to see combat, as Mountain Wolf recently announced plans to sell a limited number of these to select mercenary units in the next few months. 3058 Upgrade Overview. In 2565, Mountain Wolf Battle Mechs designed the Nighthawk to meet the SLDF specifications for a mech intended to hunt down periphery raiders operating behind the lines. The guidelines required the Nighthawk to be as fast or faster than the Wasp or Stinger, and be heavily armed with energy weapons to give it maximum effectiveness and endurance in the field. The Nighthawk was Mountain Wolf's first venture into battle mech design and construction, and they found themselves competing with defense industry powerhouse Defiance Industries for this lucrative contract. There was little doubt in most observers' minds that what the outcome would be. However, after 6 months of extensive combat testing, the SLDF found the newcomer's machine outperformed the Defiance Industry prototype in every parameter, including unit cost. With the SLDF's initial order of 700 units, the fledgling company's future was made. Interestingly, Mountain Wolf was never able to duplicate the success of the Nighthawk, but the fast and capable mech served the SLDF with distinction for over 2 centuries. After the fall of the League, the Nighthawk found service in the militaries of every great house. The destruction of their factory by Marek forces in 2945 ended its long success, and as the inevitability and dwindling pools of remaining machines was cannibalized for parts, the Nighthawk would fade into extinction. In 3055, Brandon O'Leary, the grandson of Mountain Wolf's last president and CEO Eli O'Leary, reopened Mountain Wolf battle mechs on the planet Vendrell. The Federated Commonwealth immediately placed orders for as many of these legendary Scout Raiders as the plant could produce. Capabilities. True to its design, the Nighthawk is equally adept at intercepting raiders or conducting raids of its own. Carrying a maximum load of Protect Tech light battle mech armor, the Nighthawk can face most opponents with confidence, while the combined firepower of its primary weapons, a Maxell extended range large laser and Defiance large laser, make it an adversary even light and mediums will hesitate to engage. The Defiance medium pulse laser ensures it can defend itself even at close range. Like all machines built for long-term endurance in the field, the Nighthawk relies on tested components, known for their durability and ease of maintenance. Combined with its all-energy weapons array, this philosophy ensures that the mech is able to stay in the field as long as necessary. Deployment. The Federated Commonwealth deployed the Nighthawk primarily along the Jade Falcon and Lyran Alliance border, as well as the Lyran Alliance and Periphery border. Once their initial commitment to the Federated Commonwealth was fulfilled, they made the Nighthawk available to mercenary commands, such as Snort Irregulars being one of the early customers. The Blue Star Irregulars have also purchased several for rebuilding their assets. Of particular interest are verified reports of a Nighthawk serving with Vandelay's Valkyries in the Taurian Concordat. Neither Mountain Wolf battlemechs nor the LAAF have any record of a Nighthawk being sold to any force outside the borders of the Alliance, and it's been suggested that the Valkyries mech is actually an original edition that somehow survived. Variants. There is only one variant of the Nighthawk offered by Mountain Wolf, the NTK-2S, a specially designed version for deep scout missions, sacrificing the medium pulse laser and one double heatsink for a Beagle active probe and Guardian ECM. Notable mech warriors: Lieutenant Rashida Sugarfoot Hughie. Roman's Bar Hounds, a mercenary unit hired by the LAAF to garrison Balanur, received a lance of Nighthawks, including one 2S variant issued to Sugarfoot, a talented deep recon scout. Hughie was also a gifted mimic and fluent in English, two attributes that stood her in good stead when the Jade Falcon's Lambda Galaxy descended on Balanur in late April of 3064. Though she saw her share of combat during the 4 months of guerrilla fighting, accounting for 2 Ullars and separate duels, it was her solo missions behind Jade Falcon lines that provided Colonel Roman with the intel he needed to stay a step ahead. On 2 occasions, she saved the Barhounds by broadcasting conflicting commands on clan channels at critical moments. In August, the 9 surviving Barhounds, no longer an effective fighting force, escaped to Morges, and there Hughie was immediately hired by the Blue Star Irregulars. A 35-ton mass, chassis is a Telestar Model 6LQ, its power plant is a GM210XL, cruise of 65, max speed of 97, no jump capacity, its armour is Protect Tech Light, its armament is a single Maxwell extended range large laser, a Defiance B3L large laser, and a Defiance P5M medium pulse laser. Its manufacturer is the Mountain Wolf Battlemech Company on Vendrell. Communication system is a Tharhes KR-A PCOM, and its targeting and tracking is the RCA InstaTrack Mark 10. Okay, a couple of things straight off before I get to the stats here. 1. They competed with Defiance Industries, but used Defiance Industries weaponry with the Defiance Large and Defiance Medium Pulse Laser. That had to sting, didn't it? In one respect, Defiance Industries probably got sales of their weapons on the competing design, but the fact that the winning design that went against their own prototype is using their equipment, yeah, that must have been a bit of a conflict of interest. Second, why is it that Rashida Sugarfoot here being able to speak English was a thing that could be used to throw off the clans? I thought people in Lyran space, and I'm just double checking this, LAAF, yeah, could speak English anyway. I thought that was one of the more common languages over there, alongside I think it's German and possibly Italian. But that's a weird one, because I'm pretty sure English is one of the more common languages in the Innisphere, alongside, I think it's supposed to be Russian because of the Curitans, Japanese, and I think Mandarin? I think it's supposed to be like those 4 languages, I think are supposed to be the most common ones. So it's a bit weird that apparently, oh, she can speak English, this will confuse the fucking clanners when she gives, like, countermanded orders over the comms. I don't know, it's a weird one. Maybe I'm just reading that wrong. But yeah, the mech itself, it's got one of those unusual leg arrays. It runs at 9, walks at 6, and it's got 24 heat dissipation, which is pretty good, 12 double heat sinks. It's got 9 armour on the head, 17 on the CT with 4 on the rear, 13 on the right and left torso with 3 on the rear, 10 on the arms, and 15 armour on the legs. Its weapons are spread across the arms and the CT, with the large in the CT, the ER large in the right arm, and the medium pulse in the left arm. This is it's one of those mechs that you probably, if you're skimming through, you never really pay much attention to it. It's there. It's not really, like, it doesn't jump out the page at you, but the write-up for it is really interesting. The fact that it's a mech that was knocking around for quite a long time, 200 plus years of active service before it was, faded into the ether. Though I don't quite know why this couldn't have had a downgrade for the remaining units. Maybe there is one. I'll have to check the variants after this. But you could obviously have that downgraded, like the standard engine goes to, so the XL goes down to a standard engine, the heatsinks go to singles, it drops the medium pulse laser to a medium, the ER large becomes another large, and it just becomes a mech that's still relatively quick. It may even go down to being a single large with two mediums, but it's still got the speed to be faster, to keep up with wasps and stingers, that kind of thing, you know. I don't dislike the mech, actually. The only thing that really puts me off it is the weird feet. Just a bit of an odd design. I guess maybe with the way the art is done, it's like it would stand taller when it's not moving, so it would stand straight up, but when it's running it has like a more kind of hunkered down sort of style of movement, which would maybe give it a little more ease of use when using the terrain to mask its approach. I don't know. It's not a bad looking mech. I don't dislike it, and as I said, I like the write up for it. It's an interesting light mech. It's definitely the kind of thing that I would actually like to be able to use on the table in the future, and something a bit of a surprise. Sometimes being able to deploy a mech like this is fun because it's something that people aren't used to. It's not like, oh, it's a Thunderbolt, or oh, look, it's a Panther. It's a pretty it's a pretty unusual mech. You probably don't see a lot of Nighthawks running around, so yeah, that's quite cool. I like that one. Anyway, I'll shut up now. Have a good one, everybody. Thanks for listening, as always, and I'll catch you next time. Goodbye.